Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yonta pravishya mama vachamimam prasuptan sanjeevayata kila shakti dhara swadhamna anyam sahasta charana shravana tvagadim pranam namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam katanchana smrute yasmin dustaram sukaram bhavet vismrute viparintansya Shri Chaitanya namamitam. Hare Krishna. Welcome to our weekly class on the Srimad Bhagavatam. Last week we couldn't have because of the Christmas and New Year holiday, but we'll resume from today again. And I don't know if you remember where we were in our discussion. Anybody knows what we were discussing? No, what is the theme? What are we discussing about Srimad Bhagavatam? What is happening in the... Okay, one of you. Yes, Mataji.
Anchoring and then how it moves how we should surrender and love Krishna, and what is Krishna's longing. He said, you are still not perfected your love for me. Yes. So how and what is that?
Beautiful. Yes, I'm glad you remember. So what is happening is Narada is a young boy and his mother has died unexpectedly and he's orphaned. And he has learned about spiritual life from his teachers. So now during this test, he starts practicing all that he has learned. And he actually gets darshan of Krishna. And then Krishna disappears. And then he starts hankering for the presence of the Lord. And then the Lord doesn't appear. But what happens is, he hears the Lord. And then what does the Lord tell him? That you're not yet perfect. You need to spend some more time. And then he's enlivened by hearing the Lord's voice. And then the Lord disappears. Now we are going to read from today onwards. What did this little boy do after the Lord disappeared? It's a very interesting section now. So all of you have access to Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are going to discuss about, one second, I have some issues with the internet. Yeah, I think it's on. Fine. So we are going to discuss a very interesting section. What did little Narada do after he got Krishna's mercy? Basically, these are life lessons from Srimad Bhagavatam, this series which we are having since last, how many sessions? 45 sessions? So almost a year, more than a year actually, including all the holidays. So we have had 45 sessions on life lessons from Srimad Bhagavatam. So now we have reached a section where little Narada has seen Krishna and Krishna has told him something and Krishna has disappeared. So what is going to do now? Basically, from this section now we can see what are the symptoms of a person who has got mercy of Krishna. How can we know that, okay, he has got Krishna's blessings? Sometimes we wonder, no, do I have Krishna's blessings? Is Krishna with me? So when you see what Narada is doing, oh, this is what happens when you see Krishna. Achha, that means if I'm doing this, that means I'm seeing Krishna. You know, X is equal to Y, Y is equal to Z. So very nice. So there are three amazing things that you will see Narada starts doing now. 3-4 things that will be obvious. So why I'm telling you all this is be attentive and you'll see the effect of experiencing Krishna. This is a section. So what is the effect on a person when he experiences Krishna? Is that okay? Is it clear? So it's very interesting, right? So then when we read, we know that, okay, if this is the symptom, then I need to work on the symptom, then I'll get the effect also. It works the other way also in Bhakti. Reverse also it works. Okay. For the first, we'll start reading from 26th verse now. So today also we'll follow the same system. 26 to 33, you will read, one of you will have to read translation. Who read translations last time? Mataji's read last time. Today who will read? You will read? Okay. Loud and clear, okay? So we'll start with 26 and after the verses you all chant, then the translations. And after we complete till 33, then we will go into the effect of Krishna's mercy. Okay. So text number 26. Before we begin, let me tell you, 26 to 33, two very important effects Narada says he got after Krishna gave him mercy. That is, he was free of pride and free of envy. So if you see somebody doesn't have false pride and envy, that means he is got Krishna's blessings. And conversely, if you work on overcoming your false pride and envy, then very good chance you will see Krishna. Clear? Okay. So let's start. 26th verse. Please repeat after me. Namananantasya hatatra papatan Guryani Badrani Kritani Chasmaran Gamparyatam Tushtamanagaspraha Kalam Pratiksham Vimado Vimatsara.
Thus I began chanting the holy name and fame of the Lord by repeated recitation, ignoring all the formalities of the material world. Such chanting and remembering of the transcendental pastimes of the Lord are a benedict to me. So doing, I traveled all over the earth, fully satisfied, humble, and unenvious.
Yeah, fully satisfied is one symptom. Second is not proud. And third, not envious. Okay. Then now next verse, text number 27. Please respond. Evam Krishna Mater Brahman Nasattasya Malatmana Kalaha Pradurabhu Kale Tadit Saudamaniyata.
And so, O Brahmana Vyasadeva, in due course of time, I, who was fully absorbed in thinking of Krishna and who therefore had no attachments, being completely freed from all material taints, met with death, as lightning and illumination occur simultaneously.
Also, he was free of attachments. This is another symptom. The attachments of this world. Text 28. Prayujyamane Maitam Shuddham Bhagavatim Tanum Arabdha Karma Nirvano Napat Panchabhautika.
Having been awarded a transcendental body befitting an associate of the personality of Godhead, I quit the body made of 5 material elements, and thus all acquired fruitive results of our karma stopped.
So he gave up his material body and got a spiritual body and became an associate of Krishna. So as soon as he gave up this material body, he got a spiritual body. Text 29. Kalpanta idam adaya Shayanim basi udanvata Shisheshor anupranam Vivishentaraham vibho.
At the end of the millennium, when the personality of Godhead, Lord Narayana, lay down within the water of devastation, Brahma began to enter into him along with all creative elements. And I also entered through his breathing.
He's talking about after giving up this body, what happened? Text 30. Sahasra Yuga Pariyante Tayedam Shishikrishta Marichi Mishra Rashaya Prane Vyoham Sajangire. After
4 trillion 320 crores solar years, when Brahma awoke to create again by the will of the Lord, All the rishis like Marichi, Angira, Atri, and so on were created from the transcendental body of the Lord, and I also appeared along with them.
This 432 crore years. है ना? ज़्यादा नहीं. Text 31. अंतर्बहिश्च लोकां स्त्रीन् परेयम् अस्कन्दितव्रता अनुग्रहान् महाविष्णो अभिगाता गतिक्वचित्.
Since then, by the grace of the Almighty Vishnu, I travel everywhere without restriction, both in the transcendental world and in the three divisions of the material world. This is because I am fixed in unbroken devotional service of the Lord.
See, it's amazing. Generally, karma yogis, they can't go beyond this material universe. Jnana yogis cannot go beyond the Brahman. And they get stuck up at Brahma Jyoti. But look at Narada. He can travel anywhere. Material world, spiritual world. He can even go to demons and tell them about Krishna. And he is fearless. And he is one amazing personality who appears in every canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Everywhere he is there. So text 32. Devadattam imam veena Swara Brahma vibhushitam Muchayitva hari katam Gayamana charamaham.
And thus I travel, constantly singing the transcendental message of the glories of the Lord, vibrating this instrument called a veena, which is charged with transcendental sound and which was given to me by Lord Krishna.
Lord Krishna gave him the veena and told him, okay, now keep singing. Narada Muni Bajai Veena Radhika Ramana Nami. He's singing the Lord's names. Text 33. Pragayatah svaviryani Tirthapadah priyashrava Ahuta iva me shigram Darshanam yati chetasi.
The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, whose glories and activities are pleasing to hear, at once appears on the sea of my heart as if called for, as soon as I began to chant his holy activities.
You see, man, you remember? Earlier, you remember? That the Lord appeared only once and disappeared. And now what is happening? Anytime he chants, Lord appears. What a journey, no? So we are also sometimes struggling. अरे मैं माला कर रहा हूँ, नींद आती है, भगवान कहाँ है, दिखते नहीं. But time will come when anytime we say Krishna's holy name, Krishna will appear. This is an amazing journey. So what we will do now, we'll go back to 26th verse, which we chanted. And there we saw this quality that he developed. Kalam pratiksham vimado vimatsara. He just was biding his time. He kept chanting, doing his devotional service. So basically, this section is telling us, just lage raho. Just keep doing what you're doing with faith, patience, and most importantly, work on your pride and envy. Look at the purport. You can read the purport loudly too.
The life of a sincere devotee of the Lord is thus explained in a nutshell by Narada Muni by his personal example. Such a devotee, after his initiation by the Lord or his bona fide representative, takes very seriously chanting of the glories of the Lord and traveling all over the world so that others may also hear the glories of the Lord. Such devotees have no desire for material gain. They are conducted by one single desire, to go back to Godhead. This awaits them in due course on quitting the material body. Because they have the highest aim of life going back to Godhead, they are never envious of anyone, nor are they proud of being eligible to go back to Godhead. Their only business is to chant and remember the holy name, fame, and pastimes of the Lord, and according to personal capacity, distribute the message of others' welfare without motive of material gain.
Yeah. So he is traveling without envy, without pride, and is traveling without formality. He is just very happy. See, when there are two emotions, lust and love. Both can make a person oblivious to his surrounding and make him, shameless or fearless, whatever you call. People can act anyway. Here, Ajamil, there is a story of Ajamil in the sixth canto. He was victimized by lust and he became shameless. He got a prostitute to his house, and then the whole story of he becoming shameless, abandoning all formality. That is because of lust. Now here we see Narada also is not saying, is not having any formality. He's just going around glorifying Krishna. But here the difference is he is overcome by love of the Lord. And Narada was constantly remembering Krishna's name. And that's why wherever he traveled, he was totally satisfied because he had no desires for anything for self. And here Srila Prabhupada says that how we can, if you're focused on Krishna, if you're focused on going back home, back to Krishna, then we'll never be envious. Because it will appear very silly, to be envious of someone, to be falsely proud of something, because compared to what we are aspiring, this is ridiculous. And generally, we are never envious of somebody's spiritual qualities. We are generally envious of material qualities. And devotees have spiritual qualities also. Like we need to see those spiritual qualities in devotees, not get excited by only the material qualities. Like, one of my very close friends, all of you know him very well, Gaur Gopal Prabhu, right? Day before yesterday, his new book was launched. Now, he is a celebrity all over the world, and I used to travel with him earlier, just till few years ago. Then we decided not to travel. I said, Prabhu, I can't handle the way people come. He's like Shah Rukh Khan and better than them, of course. So then we were talking, sometimes some people some devotees say, Prabhu is so empowered by Krishna. I said, wait, what do you mean empowered? No. The fact that he's preaching in such a big scale and so many people are now chanting Hare Krishna and all that is happening means he's empowered. I said, okay, so empowered means somebody who is doing materially so successful. I know some devotees who are not done any preaching for the last 35, 40 years. They are simply, sincerely serving Krishna. Are they not empowered? So then the devotees start thinking. So then I tell them, yes, Gaur Gopal Prabhu is empowered, but not because he's preaching in such a big way. He is empowered because he's got special mercy of Krishna, because despite all this, he is grounded. Despite all this, he attends everyday Mangalarati, wherever he's in the world, online he's attending, he's hearing every day's Bhagavatam class, he's associating with devotees, appreciates everyone from the servants in the temple to the brahmacharis, he knows everyone by name. And last 25 years I have known him, I've never seen him talking disrespectfully to anyone. I've never seen him on the wrong foot, even once. Even that empowerment, that is empowerment. Because spiritual qualities. Because results, karma, time, what is that? I and Gaurav were laughing when we recalled this nice saying by one poet. जिनके आते थे ना जवाब, उनके सलाम आने लगे. जिनके आते थे ना जवाब, उनके सलाम आने लगे. मेरा वक्त क्या बदला, मेरे नीम के पेड़ पे आम आने लगे. So that is life. So when uska वक्त बदल जाता है आदमी का, so a grounded devotee, one who is empowered by Krishna, will not take this seriously. Oh, aaj people are glorifying you, tomorrow. So time is very powerful. So he is empowered because the way he is taking all this, that is empowerment. So this is most important. Therefore, when we see this, when we see devotees having qualities of being not proud, they're not envious, then we know that there is mercy, there is Krishna there. We can't be impressed by the razzle dazzle and external achievements. Wherever we see simplicity of devotion, wherever we see appreciation, love, purity, innocence, there is Krishna. I'll give a simple example. We are 80 brahmacharis in our temple. At a given point of time, not more than 50 are staying here because of traveling and preaching. And out of those 50, 10 are at any point of time, if you want to call all the people, all the brahmacharis, maximum 40 will listen to it. Because 10 will be busy in some irreplaceable services. So So what happens every month, we have one Sadhu Samagam festival where 40 of us, 45 of us, who were all the monks staying here and those are not in service. We all come together. It's all advertised. The announcement is made earlier only. And we spend quality 2 hours just practicing this non-enviousness and freedom from pride. And in those 2 hours, at the end of 2 hours, nobody wants to leave. There is so much, we can feel there is Krishna there. So what we do, we first we all sit and then we have some nice bhajan. We all sing together and then we have some devotees write some questions that they really want to ask, but they're not sure of asking, so they write written. So those questions are addressed by the senior leaders. That happens for half an hour or something. And then one of the departments, we have 40 departments in our temple. So many things are happening. One of the department, devotees who are serving in the department, 3 or 4 devotees, they will speak about their department services, what they do. And for others, it's a revelation because they speak about the details of what they are doing. And then what happens is others are all hearing and they're appreciating. We don't know, like for example, sound system department, who arranged this? Which somebody? Anjani Putra Prabhu. Now, Anjani Putra Prabhu is part of a team of 5 devotees who manage sound system department. And what are the details involved there? In that Sadhu Samagam meeting, they will explain. There is, how we get the mics and how many speakers are there and how we do the cleaning, where do we keep and what challenges we face. So when they speak from their heart, our appreciation and empathy for them grows. This is how we become free from envy and false pride. Even in family, this is what you're supposed to do, right? Spend time with your partner, with your family, listen to them. So we listen. And that listening itself gives us so much joy and empathy to the others. Like you saying, the yatras, there are 5,000 people sitting. And Maharaj said, his sound system is so good, arrangement is so perfect. I want to thank the devotees who are arranging this. So the devotee was sharing in our Sadhu Samagam festival. And we were so happy. And as soon as Maharaj said it, the sound system failed. Anticlimax. And then they were in so much anxiety. So he's sharing all these incidents. And then suddenly, as Maharaj is giving class, some sound came. Some very, very cacophonic, very irritable sound, and nobody knew what to do. And they are saying, we are helpless. Maharaj is very particular about sound. And then suddenly one devotee saw a wire and he saw that some earthing problem. He immediately removed it. The sound went off. If he hadn't acted proactively, that sound would have gone on for the whole night or for many hours. So many things, And then one devotee said, how? One of the team members saying that how in one yatra, whole yatra, there was a constant sound coming from the microphone when Maharaj is giving class. And at one point of time, we had to tell Maharaj, we don't know what is happening. You have to tolerate this. And Maharaj was very angry with this. And for me, I was just waiting, when will the yatra get over? All the devotees were, so candidly sharing his heart, how, they couldn't sleep at night and they're in anxiety. And all devotees are telling them, what is happening? Why the sound system is not good. And he's like revealing his heart. And then he said, and suddenly we figured out everything and fixed it. And that was the last lecture of the yatra. And just when we figured out and repaired everything, the yatra got over. So like this, they were sharing after that, just that they were heard, they felt happy, and we felt love for them. This is such a simple thing, And then after this round, which lasts for almost an hour, and then we have, what is month now? January. So the December, all the devotees whose birthdays are there. December month. So they all will be made to sit. And we'll have nice cake. And we'll have some nice Sanskrit mantras chanted for their well-being. And one devotee will appreciate one of them, another devotee will appreciate another person. Like that, all of them will be appreciated for their sincerity, for serving. And they feel so loved. We don't flatter them. And it's not every day. And then those are appreciating, they feel the whole energy changes. Envy just goes away. When you appreciate someone genuinely, envy doesn't last. And there's no question of pride because they're glorifying the other person. So you understand what I'm saying? So basically, Krishna consciousness is simple. To see Krishna is very easy. Can you appreciate Krishna's devotees who are sincerely serving? It requires a lot of humility and freedom from false pride to appreciate another devotee. Like Rabindranath Tagore, he made a beautiful statement. He said, it is It is very simple to be happy, but very difficult to be simple. That is our lives. Actually, if you see now, if you closely observe, life is very simple. To be happy is very simple. Just appreciate others. Be free from false pride. So therefore, it's not a big deal. We can experience Krishna in our lives. And conversely, one who is experiencing Krishna, you will see, he will be free of false pride. He will not envy anyone. In fact, he will celebrate the success. Gaurav Prabhu was once sharing that, he was traveling with Maharaj, his spiritual master, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. So they were traveling for one very high profile, some devotee, some person's house, and Maharaj and they were traveling at the airport. Now the people came crowding. Who? Not Maharaj. Gaur Gopal Prabhu. And he was embarrassed. His spiritual master is sitting. He will not want people to get, he will not want attention on him when his guru is sitting and they are both waiting for the plane, for boarding the plane, and the people are crowding around Gaur Gopal Prabhu and he's like, he's feeling miserable. I remember once I was traveling with him. He had a business class ticket. We were together, and he was trying to get me in the business class, which I didn't want anyway. But then he somehow couldn't do that. So then he gave up his business class ticket and he traveled with me in economy. We were going to London. I was insisting, don't. He said, no, how can I travel? So but what I'm saying is, he's so grounded, he's so human. So when he's with Maharaj and these people are crowding around him, what to do? So he told Maharaj, I'm never traveling with you again. I'm so sorry about this. And Maharaj is just enjoying it. He's not saying, I'm Guru and you're a disciple. And so then what happened? Then these boys and girls came, they said, selfie with Gaurav Prabhu. And Gaurav Prabhu he lost his patience. He said, Mere Guru Maharaj bete. Beta, he can also come in the photo. He got more embarrassed. So then afterwards, he was telling Maharaj that, this is not, I was not correct, Maharaj. So Maharaj said, no, I'm just enjoying it. You do whatever is needed. Let me watch this and have fun. So this is how a pure devotee is. He celebrates the success. Once we did a seminar many years ago called Celebrating Others' Success. We generally know how to celebrate our success. But celebrating others' success is a Vaishnava quality. And that is what makes Krishna consciousness real. So Prabhupada is writing here that Narad Muni has the highest aim, he wants to go back home back, but at the same time, he's very humble. Means he's not proud. He's thinking he is insignificant. So this is the quality. A Vaishnava's mood is that he thinks he's very ordinary, and at the same time, he has the highest experience and highest aspiration. So that's why the last line of this purport is very important. He waited patiently without envy and pride. And is happy. Patience. Lagero. The story in Ramayana, very beautiful story of Shabari. Actually, I remembered this story because one of our very illustrious devotees in our Gaudiya Vaishnava line, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Swami Maharaj, one lady approached him and she said, Guru Maharaj, I'm chanting Hare Krishna for 40 years and it is so frustrating. Where is Krishna? I don't experience Krishna's presence in my life. I'm chanting, but it is so dry and I have so many anarthas in my heart. She was like explaining her frustration and complaints and her struggles. So Maharaj heard her and Maharaj smiled and he said, what a contrast between you and Shabari. Shabari also saw that the Lord is not appearing, but she had faith in her Guru. You are also seeing the Lord is not appearing. But the difference is Shabari was excited and enthusiastic and she was hankering and longing to see the Lord. And you are getting frustrated waiting for the Lord. So two devotees externally may appear to be intensely chanting and calling to Krishna. Krishna, where are you? Krishna, please appear. But one devotee may be calling the Lord out of sincere longing. And the other devotee may be calling out of frustration. I'm chanting 15 rounds every day. Complaining mood. So in which mood are you in while practicing bhakti? That you have to answer. So Shabari, she was always enthusiastic. In fact, the Ramayana describes very beautifully in the Aranyakanda after Kabanda's pastime, when Rama and Lakshmana are entering Matanga Rishi's ashram. So there suddenly Ram is surprised and he's perplexed to see fragrant flowers everywhere. And these flowers would never wilt away. They would never fade away. They would always remain fresh. And then they learned that in this ashram, all the disciples of Matanga Rishi, they would go to get firewood in the morning and they would work hard for their guru in the ashram. So when they would come back in the evening, the perspiration drops would fall on the ground. As soon as this perspiration drop would fall on the ground, immediately it would transform into a beautiful, fragrant flower that would never wilt away. So the flowers were the result of dedication of the disciples of Matanga Rishi. So then Ram and Lakshman realized that this is the power of dedication. Similarly, Srila Prabhupada's perspiration drops came in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam commentaries he wrote. And that's why this is fragrant. Thousands of years, for thousands of years, this will go on. People will keep reading. So therefore, one should have this enthusiasm and without pride and envy, keep doing devotional service. And at the right time, back to Krishna. And as we are going on this journey, we will see some devotees who have come many years after us in bhakti, and they go ahead of us. We should celebrate that. Not that, अरे तो अभी आया, मेरे बाद आया. ऐसा होगा. So that will be our test. So generally what happens is we see others as proud and envious. Isn't it? I remember once I gave a class on envy. It was a long class. Whole detailed analysis of the cancer of envy, what happens, how we criticize. It was a long class, a lot of analysis. After the class, one devotee came and said, "Oh, what a class. Amazing class. But the only regret I have is there was one devotee, I thought he will attend the class, but he didn't. This was for him." I said, "Really? I thought this class I spoke was for myself. And I was hoping you would hear it as if it is for you." So we think, see, when I am proud, I think others are envious of me. When I am proud, I think others are envious of me. And when I am envious, I think you are proud. This is how it works. So this is a nasha. Nasha rehta hai. Bhakti mein bhi hota hai. Yeah. When I am proud, if I'm very proud, I think you are envious of me. And if I'm envious, I think you are very proud. This is basically the English version of one Hindi. मेरे को शायरी बोलने का खुजली है, but I don't like this. I don't want to say it, but वो निकल जाता है. What is that? सबको मुझे किसी की जरूरत नहीं, ये अहम छोड़िए. मुझे किसी की जरूरत नहीं, ये अहम छोड़िए. सबको मेरी जरूरत है, ये वहम छोड़िए. So we have this nasha, we think so therefore we have to ask ourselves that, can I give up this mada and matsarya, pride and envy? Then we will be able to patiently wait for mercy. We'll be able to celebrate bhakti. We'll be able to celebrate young devotees years, decades after us. They come and they progress. We'll be happy. If you become insecure about these silly things, Prabhupada writes in the purport, if you have a goal of going back to God, you will never be envious of anyone. इस वर्ल्ड का क्या है, छोटा छोटा चीजों के लिए? Why spoil our future just by becoming insecure? See, politics, business rivalry, all of these things are happening. Envy, pride, and if we also do that, how are we different from them? ये सब के लिए थोड़ी आया हमारे कृष्णा. We can get love of Krishna if we abandon these two things, pride and envy. And especially this will be this will be tested. See, it's easy for me to give a lecture on pride and envy, but there will be provocative situations where suddenly I will be put in a situation where I will be tested. Like Daksha Prajapati, he cursed Lord Shiva in the 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. He's such a learned man, and how does he begin his cursing of Shiva? He begins, the first line he says is, "Now what I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen assembled here, please know What I'm going to speak now is not out of envy or pride. Nacha agyanam, nacha matsara. I am not going to speak not out of ignorance or envy. So see, when lust, sometimes when some devotees say, "Oh, I'm affected by lustful desires," I tell him, "You should thank Krishna." But thank, yeah, that because that is keeping you humble. Those desires are keeping you humble. But if you're envious, then you think you are not envious. False pride is extremely dangerous. So Daksha says like that. So therefore, we need to overcome this pride and envy. And I've seen in my personal experience, last few years of using the internet, I use occasionally social media. Somebody else is managing, but sometimes I do. I can get an idea of what's happening. It's a forum for most irresponsible behavior. Anybody can comment on anybody without having the adhikar, without knowing what is devotional service, without knowing what advancement this person is having. You will comment on his bhakti. When anybody has a voice now, and it is sometimes very unfortunate. It is completely opposite of the purity and appreciation culture. Without appreciation, without becoming free of pride and envy, all our bhakti is hollow. It is like, you have a honey bottle and you lick that bottle from outside. You will never taste honey. So we may talk about big things about Hare Krishna and chanting and Krishna and all that, but are you envious and are you proud? If yes, then kuch bhi nahi hai, sab external dikhawa hai. So if you're actually seeing Krishna in our lives, we will be happy. Whatever others are, however good they are, successful they are, we will not be insecure. That purity and innocence of a child, children generally, who is more happy? A 6-year-old boy, 6-year-old child, or a 45-year-old man or woman? Why? There is some, you may say irresponsible bacha. No, aisa nahi hai. There is something that child, innocence hai, purity hai. So wouldn't you want to have that kind of purity and innocence, which you feel is gone forever now because of the way we have complicated our lives? But that is possible by practice of bhakti, by sincerely praying to Krishna and by aspiring to be free of pride and envy. We can have that same innocence and same purity. So this is important that we cultivate, because generally I've seen that when we are new in Hare Krishna movement, we are very much attracted by the external, institutional, the grand temple, the festival, the institution attracts us. But as you spend more time, we need to get attached to the process of Krishna consciousness. And after years of practicing the process, we realize, oh, process, theek hai, but I think I should get attached to the person Krishna. So from institution to process to person, the journey that we all have. And then when we are generally appreciating, culture of appreciation is there, you will smell Krishna's lotus feet. You will experience the fragrance. There is a beautiful verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna pada padma gandha yai jana pai. Whoever smells the gandha, the fragrance coming from Krishna's lotus feet, Krishna pada padma gandha yai jana pai. Brahma loka adi sukha thanre nahi bhai. He will not be attracted by the happiness that is available in Brahma's land. Means once you taste the experience of Krishna, which is the taste of appreciating devotees, seeing good in others, and not being proud, then the happiness that this world can provide will pale in comparison. The joy of seeing other devotees successful makes everything else in material world fika. The beautiful words, you can repeat after me. Krishna pada padma gandha jana pai. Brahma loka adi sukha tandre nahi bhai. So this is the whole process of bhakti. How we can keep your eyes and ears open to appreciate. Like, this famous management guru, Peter Drucker, when we were in college, he was like a big name. So Peter Drucker would say, catch them doing right. We generally catch people doing spontaneously. Like, whenever I do seminars, I don't have a board here. I would have written. He write 7 into 3, 21. 5 into 9, 46. 8 into 8, 64. 9 into 6, 54. इसमें क्या नोटिस किया आपने? हाँ? क्या नोटिस किया आपने? सबसे पहले आपको कौन सा 46 कैसे आ गया? बाकी 3 सही बोला वो आपको that will not register in the mind. What I said wrong will immediately catch it. 7 into 3, 21 ठीक. उसके बाद का भी याद नहीं रहेगा. पहले वो 46 पे अटक जाएगा माइंड. गलत बोला आपने, गलत बोला ये. So appreciation is actually a whole science of how to appreciate. I don't have time, very less time now.
I have to ask this question. That how do we cultivate?
ना वो एक एक्सरसाइज है. मैं कराऊंगा ना आपको, हो जाएगा वो, पर उसको थोड़ा 5 मिनट एक्स्ट्रा जाएगा. चलेगा. All of you will need a partner. है सबका एक पार्टनर रहेगा. A and B. A B होना चाहिए. हो गया? लंबा जाएगा. चलेगा नहीं लंबा चलेगा. It's very good. It's a whole technique by which you can always be alert to appreciate. एक टेक्निक सिखाने वाला मैं आपको. ठीक है. So then if you learn that technique, what will happen? You'll be able to appreciate. And if you're able to appreciate, you'll become free of envy and pride. And if you're free from envy and pride, what will happen? You'll see Krishna. So हमारा agenda clear है. Okay. So one of you is A and the other is B. All of you have a partner? Who is all A's? Raise your hand. आप क्या है? B. Okay. All of you have a partner? You have a partner? She is here. So you don't have. Everybody should have someone. Okay. So who doesn't have? Okay. किसका पार्टनर नहीं? आप दो है ना, उधर है ना, आपको मिल गया. Yeah, you bought ना? माता जी is there also. नहीं ठीक है, आपका ठीक है, इनका बोल रहा हूँ. Okay, raise your hand if you don't have a partner. Just let's finish it off. Don't waste time. Okay, now you go to her. हो गया, simple. Okay, so now first round. A will, so till I say I don't have a karta. Okay, I'll clap my hand. You have to stop when I say stop. So first, A will speak to B till I say stop. And when I say stop, then B will speak to A. I'll tell you what to speak. Otherwise, you will speak anything. It was important. So A will tell B about, which is very, very important. Listen to this carefully. You have to appreciate someone in your life. किसी के बारे में appreciate करो. That should not be your guru. गुरु को हमेशा appreciate करते हैं. Not Prabhupada. Because Prabhupada guru and all is easy to appreciate. हाँ? उधर envy भी नहीं है. Appreciate someone who is still alive on this planet. Okay? And secondly, not your guru or Prabhupada. Is that clear? Everybody clear? No, Shiksha Guru bhi nahi, koi nahi. But it can be devotees, other devotees, okay. But no Prabhupada Guru and somebody who is alive. Clear? A will tell B and then B will tell A. ठीक है ना? But एक उसमें catch है. First round में, you will, when you are appreciating the other person, the other person you are appreciating, and the B is hearing, right? As you're appreciating, that appreciation should all be about yourself. How can that be? See, generally this is how we appreciate. I'm not giving a difficult task. I'm giving you a very simple task which you're anyway always doing. But now when I told you, you have to appreciate someone being full of yourself, you're getting, ऐसे नहीं करते, हम अच्छे लोग. नहीं, which is very, very easy. Which you will find it very easy and natural also. And it is healthy also. Don't get me wrong. So what I mean is, listen to this carefully. When you're appreciating someone to be, you will tell that person, this person is so good because this is what he did for me. He's very nice because I learned this from him or her. It's all about. See, this is not bad. Don't get me wrong. At least we're appreciating, no? Although it is about me, it is good. I'll give an example. See now, if I was your partner, this is what I would speak. Today, I want to tell you about my very, very dear friend. His name is Jigar. My time has started now. So I'll not take 2 minutes. I'll just tell you briefly. So this Jigar is such a nice devotee, you know. My mother was very sick and I was so confused. And he dropped everything. And he came to my hometown and he helped me take care of my mom. And he would cook for me every day. And he would, once my mother made the whole room mess because she had some emotional issue and all that. And then he cleaned up the whole room. And he took care of my mother more than the way I took care of my mom. He's such a nice devotee. And he comes to know when I'm hungry or you would know that I'm little irritated, you would give me the space. Okay, my time is over. But you observe what I did now? 100%. मैं झूठ थोड़ी बोल रहा हूँ.
All the positive things. So we have to avoid all this.
अभी नेगेटिव बोलने का नहीं है, तो एप्रिसिएशन का डिस्कस. I'm not saying a person doesn't have negative. वो तो है ना, उसके अलग सेमिनार है. वो तो वैसे भी करते ही है ना. हाँ. I'm not saying everybody has only good qualities. नहीं. सबके अंदर दोनों रहते हैं. See, right now we are discussing. Let us go back to the agenda. The agenda is we are discussing how we can cultivate a consciousness of seeing good in others and make it spiritual. And eventually how that can help us become free from envy and pride, and how that quality of becoming free from pride and envy will help us experience Krishna. Is that okay? So everybody understood the rules of the game? So you saw how I appreciated Jigar? It is all about centering me, which is okay. Which is, to begin with, it is good. But the second round is going to be tough for you. And third round will be even more tough. But you wait for that. But at least do the first round nicely. हो जाएगा, आराम से हो जाएगा ना? So your time starts now. A to B. You're just at 30 seconds. Okay, now B will speak to A. Okay, we'll stop here. Hare Krishna. So it was easy, right? Not difficult. Not easy. Not easy. Easy, not simple. It's all about talking about how you have got benefit in life. That's all. And there are so many people you can appreciate. So it's easy exercise. Now, although this is all about me, centered on I, it is still healthy because this is the antidote for depression. See, generally, when we are depressed, it's all about how I am unfortunate. But here, although you're talking about yourself, you're counting your blessings. So although it's ego, in one sense, ego, na? Mere ko itna mila, mere ko ye mila. But because you're appreciating someone, you're counting your blessings. And this is a great antidote for envy. And it's an antidote for negative feelings. But this is not spiritual. You can make it spiritual when you start taking it to the second level, which is what we're going to do now. Where A will now, remember, you both have spoken. That means you have heard or you have thought about two people, right? So now A will tell B about the same person. But this time, you will appreciate that person as if you never existed on this planet. Imagine you were never born. You are in the heaven or somewhere. And you are seeing this person in life. How will you appreciate that person? So what is happening here? You are getting out of I. You are seeing a bigger picture now. It's like this, if I were to speak, I was speaking about whom? Jigar. So if I had to speak about him, I'll say like this. This friend of mine, Jigar, is such an amazing devotee. My time has started. He's such an amazing devotee that, he's working for an American multinational company and he's so pure and he's so good that in his office, he's created a culture where women are respected like in the Vedic way. And women don't feel offended when they're called Mataji there. And he got the best employee award and he loves his parent. His father passed away many years ago, but he goes every year to Gaya and offers Pind Tarpan for his father. And his mom, she cooks breakfast, lunch and packs him snacks. And then when he comes home from office late at night, his mother serves him hot dinner and she's an elderly lady. So he is very sensitive to her needs. So although she works hard for him and maintains the house, on Saturdays and Sundays, he reciprocates with her by treating her like a queen. He cooks for her breakfast, lunch and dinner and takes her out. And he takes really good care of his mother. My time is over, so I have to stop. So I stop now. But did you notice what I did just now? Was there Vraja Bihari Das anywhere in this appreciation? It was as if I was never born. It was as if I didn't exist on this planet. So when you're appreciating the same person now, can you appreciate that person without you having got anything out from him? Or this is a very, very important round. If you can do this effectively, what is happening now is you will learn to move from I to the bigger picture. And that's how we'll slowly go to Krishna eventually. Center change ho gaya. Earlier center was I. Now the center is that person. Are you getting this? Is it difficult? You had a question. That's okay. You can again speak, but now don't speak about you as a center. That's it. Yeah. Now you have to just try to see. This is an exercise. This is just see. It can't be completely strictly. You can't follow it. When we appreciate someone, it will always be about ourselves only. It's okay. But I'm just saying, exercise ke khatir aap karo thoda sa practice ke. It's just okay. In case you have difficulty, okay, I'll give another example. There was one brahmachari in our temple some years ago. So he would cook breakfast every day for the brahmachari. Okay. And he was a doctor by profession, very, very well educated from a very good medical college. But for many years, every day sincerely cooking in the kitchen. And one day in the morning Sringar Darshan, we were greeting the deities. And I just held his hand. I said, Prabhu, what a breakfast you cooked for me today. Amazing. He cooked for everyone. He had made upma, rasam or something. And being a South Indian, I had somehow found that taste exactly like what my mom makes. So I appreciated him. I thought, kya banaya upma? Maine 4 baar liya. Itna acha laga mujhe. And then I was appreciating him, but it was all about how I enjoyed that upma, rasam, chutney, and what an experience I got. Oh, thank you so much. And then he was also happy to hear that appreciation because cooking is a thankless job. When you cook, if you are in your family also you'll experience. अच्छा कुछ बनाया तो इतना कमेंट नहीं आएगा. थोड़ा गड़बड़ हुआ तो तुरंत फीडबैक आता है. It's like a goalkeeper job. Goal पकड़ा तो it's a thankless job. So he was very happy that I was appreciating, although it was all about me. And then I was appreciating him. I took it to the second round. which is what you are going to do now. I told him, I realized, oh, I'm talking about myself. And then I stopped. I said, Prabhu, I'm amazed by your cooking every day morning, It requires a lot of consistency. And you are a medical doctor, you could be earning millions of rupees outside. And now for the last 8 years, you're cooking every day, Sunday, Saturday, no holiday. So as I was appreciating him, that I could see his eyes became moist. He became teary-eyed, as if, because then that appreciation was genuine, because I was not talking about how I enjoyed the benevolence of his cooking. I was like, you are such a wonderful person. You are so good, regardless of what you're doing for me. That's the whole idea. Is that you can talk about yourself also, but not in this round. Is that okay? Start A to B. Your time starts now. Okay, B will now speak to A. Okay. B to A. Okay, Hare Krishna. We'll stop. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So you have done 2 rounds. Are you ready for the 3rd round?
Yes.
All right, the second round. So now the 3rd round is little difficult. So what we will do is A and B will do it together. Which means you have 2 names in your, either you have spoken or heard. Total there are 2 names, both of you know. So you can decide about whom to speak first. So any person you can take, and when there is, I'll give you total 2 minutes, and when half time is over, I'll tell you half time is over. Then accordingly, if you want, you can, or you can only focus on one person, whatever you are comfortable. The whole idea is in this round, what you will do now, both of you collectively will take one person now, one name of the 2, and then see what are the striking qualities that are coming out of this person. I think that is so far clear. Now you see how this quality you have seen in your Guru or Krishna or maybe Lord Chaitanya or some great devotees in the past, or maybe somebody who's no more, or great personality like Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, anybody. Basically now you are going, first you were I-centered, then the other person-centered, now you are going to the universe, you are going to the Lord. So basically you are trying to see divinity in a person. See, the first round, it was all about I, right? So you will not be depressed now because you're appreciating the person. But in the second round, what will happen? You will now start touching a higher dimension of happiness because you are coming out of self. But in the 3rd round, you are going beyond this universe. You are catching some principles. Like I gave an example of Jigar. So in the 3rd round, how it will happen? what are the qualities that are coming out of Jigar? If you remember this example I gave.
Caring.
Sensitive to whom? To mother. So how will you catch divinity here? What divinity, what principle you see in which personality? Lord Ram was very caring to his parents. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is known as Matra Bhakta Shiromani. He is known as the greatest devotee of mother. And Prabhupada dedicated his Krishna book to his father. So what I'm doing now is, as I'm talking about Jigar, I can see that he is displaying qualities which were shown by Srila Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Ram. So when I have an altercation with him regarding management, I'm like, okay, but he's exemplifying Lord Ram's mood. So I'm able to solve, although he has his faults and we have our fights, but I'm able to see divinity in him. So naturally my appreciation will be there. So this is like we are taking our appreciation to divinity level. Can you do this? Simple, no? Like the example of this kitchen devotee, I was appreciating him with sacrifice and all this. And I said, who? Amazing, isn't it? How Krishna is providing prasadam for so many people. Prabhupada says the ants in your room and the elephants in Africa, they all are getting food. Krishna is so amazing. And then we were talking about how, Krishna is taking care of all the devotees in ISKCON who are from so many diverse backgrounds, and how prasadam is our kitchen religion. And we were taking it higher and seeing how Krishna takes care of everyone. We're seeing divinity there. So I'm just saying that take it to a higher level where you see something more than this world, some principle, sacred, timeless principle. Can you do that? Yeah. Your time, both of you have combined teamwork. Okay, your time starts now. Haribo. You have 30 seconds more. 30 seconds more. 40 seconds. Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, now we will stop. I just conclude in 2 minutes, but before I conclude, I want to share something. Actually, this is a 2-hour workshop, what we did now in 10 minutes. And this 2-hour workshop I did everywhere I traveled this year. In August and September, I traveled to Europe and US. Everywhere I was doing this 2-hour seminar, and I learned a lot of interesting lessons in different communities. So when we did this in Phoenix, one at the end of because there we had time. Now we don't have so much time. And I asked some people to share their realization. So one team, one Prabhuji and his partner, they said we discussed about one of the pujaris in our temple who's come from Bengal, India, and is a pujari here since many years. And as they were describing his glories, I didn't even know who this person is. I had never met him. I'm new in that city. And they're talking about how this has become old and he's still serving the deity. He dresses the deities. He loves Bhagavatam. As they were describing and appreciating him, I could see a lot of qualities that were parallel to Gadadhar Pandit, who was staying with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Kota Gopinath temple and reading Bhagavatam, worshipping deities. So I was like thinking about that. I was connecting to that divine principle. And next day when I went to the temple, he was there. I didn't even know it is I didn't know. I knew that he is the same person. And when we met, that energy, that experience which I had, I cannot describe it in words. It was like as if I had known him for years. And there was so much love, and he could perceive a lot of love coming from me, although I didn't speak to him anything. So that what I'm saying is this is palpable, this is real. When there is a culture and energy of appreciation, you don't need to know a lot, you don't need to speak a lot. There's another place in New Jersey, I did this. I said any realization, one man raised his hand and then immediately put his hand down. So I ignored him. I spoke. Then again, after somebody spoke, I said anybody else, and again he raised his hand, and again I knew that he has something which is uncomfortable to share. So after the program during Prasadam, he came up to me. He said, Prabhu, I wanted to say, but then I realized if I say what I wanted to say, my partner would know. That is something I had not told him. That is when he started sharing about the person he loves, he appreciates. He started speaking about the person in our community whom I hate the most. And I was like, oh, okay. After the end of first round, I thought, okay, maybe this fellow got a lot of help from him. So he's saying, okay. The second round, he started telling about his good qualities all over. And that was like an eye-opener for me. And that was also tolerable. But the third round, I had to use my brain to see how that fellow has divine qualities. So, but I'm glad. Now I realize that, see, many times we are stuck in our own heads, our own life. We can't see good in others. So this is an exercise that can open up frontiers of spiritual experiences where it's to unimaginable things. Like, once we did this for the counselors of our temple in one place, and they said, one Mataji raised her and she said, Prabhuji, my husband, he's got this intuitive power. Many times he would tell me, this program you're going, you shouldn't go because you'll have a bad experience. And, I know you very well, you have this kind of, and then I would get angry with him that why are you, giving me bad luck, that it's inauspicious. Then he would say, no, I know you will not be happy. Don't go for that program. But I would nevertheless go. And exactly what he predicted would happen. Because he has this intuition, kuch to hai unke andar. And I would come back, instead of thanking him or appreciating him for his intuition, I would tell him that because you cursed me, I had a bad experience. So, and this has happened 4 or 5 times in the last 3 years. So I'm convinced about it. So I thought all this is okay, Mataji, but what is the spiritual divinity? What divinity did you see? So can you guess what example she remembered from Bhagavatam? Daksha, Shiva's wife. Shiva tells Sati not to go for. So she said, I realized my husband is like Lord Shiva. And the next time, I really respect my husband now. He's actually a representative of Lord Shiva. Wow, it was very good. And the husband was sitting on the men's side. He immediately raised his hand. He said, I want to say something. He said, I'm very happy that my wife is now going to see me as Lord Shiva. But let me tell everyone that I have always seen her as Durga only. So everybody laughed. But it was a very sweet way of explaining how this exercise is powerful. There are a lot of examples. I learned a lot during this exercise, during this trip to. Anyway, I'll stop now. So we'll continue next time from verse number. No, we have completed 34 onwards. We'll complete. So we have taken the theme. Yes.
But I want you to next time think about humility, because here we say he travels all over the world, will be satisfied with his content and humble. So I want you to think next time about humility, because without humility you cannot be strong and the perception. He speaks about humility first.
Yeah.
He speaks about content.
Yeah. Actually, all of them are connected, and many times we speak about it synonymously. So, see, if we keep coming for these classes, this is not like the first and the last. It's not the last class on appreciation and everything. It's an ongoing theme, because this will keep coming up every second, third class, and we'll discuss about humility. And so just be part of this study circle here, and we will take it up. So I want to just assure you, now that we are ending this call, I just want to make one point that, see, the essence of this section is that if you want to experience Krishna in our lives, We need to be satisfied with what we are doing in devotional service. We need to be free of pride, free of envy. We need to have humility and all of that. And essentially, if you're experiencing Krishna, some happiness in Krishna consciousness, just dive into it. Don't be under this mental hang-ups कि यार अच्छा लगता है मंदिर आना, भक्ति करना. But we are like, so many social formalities, they prevent us. No, तोड़ दो वो बंधन, वो जो है ना, वो shackles तोड़ दो. क्या वो लोग क्या कहेंगे, मैंने मुझे बोलने नहीं दिया आपने. लोग क्या कहेंगे, इस बात पे हम यूं उलझते जा रहे हैं. लोग क्या कहेंगे, इस बात पे हम यूं उलझते जा रहे हैं कि दिल कुछ और चाहता है और हम कुछ और करते जा रहे हैं. सोचते हैं बहुत वक्त है हमारे पास, इतनी भी क्या जल्दी पड़ी है. सोचते हैं बहुत वक्त है हमारे पास, इतनी भी क्या जल्दी पड़ी है. अब औरों के हिसाब से जी लें, खुद के लिए तो सारी उम्र पड़ी है. दिल और दिमाग के इस कश्मकश में जिंदगी के पन्ने बड़ी रफ्तार से पलटते जा रहे हैं. दिल और दिमाग के इस कश्मकश में जिंदगी के पन्ने बड़ी रफ्तार से पलटते जा रहे हैं. उतना तो हम जिए ही नहीं जितना हम हर रोज बेवजह मरते जा रहे हैं. ये हमारा लाइफ है. क्या लोग क्या कहेंगे, वो क्या होगा, वो अरे छोड़ो. अब मंदिर आ रहे हो, इतना अच्छा लग रहा है, देवटी के साथ संग कर रहे हो, अप्रिशिएट कर रहे हो, चैंटिंग कर रहे हो. जस्ट एंजॉय कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस, बी हैप्पी. डोंट गेट टू bogged down. Life is going fast. It's slipping away. Thank you very much. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you very much for the devotees who came online today. Hare Krishna. Sorry, you shouldn't do the exercise.
No, Prabhuji, I did it with my daughter, Prabhuji.
Oh, great. Hari bol. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Hari bol.
Thank you, Prabhu.